are different about Broadview is, first of all, we've been around since about '96, and we started as a CLEC, and we've morphed over the past like 5 to 10 years more into applications, hosted applications. And our flagship product is hosted voice. So we have a hosted PBX product called Office Suite. It's unique in a lot of ways. One way that I think makes us a strong player in the market is that we have that CLEC background. So if any of you have worked with hosted companies that don't understand voice services, you'll know that they don't really get porting. There's a lot of things about voice services that you need to know. And coming from a CLEC background, we have a lot of experience with that. So I think that's one of the things that differentiates us. The case study we're going to talk about is the 29 location nonprofit company out of New York City. They wanted to get all of their users on a single system, but their needs varied greatly by office. So they had some very large offices where they needed high bandwidth. They wanted us to provide the bandwidth, and then they had smaller offices that really could get by on their own cable service, and they wanted a provider that could mix and match like that, which we'll do. So we provided them with anywhere from 10 to 100 meg circuits on our network at their larger locations. It comes with full quality of service, and then we put an auto failover to a backup cable connection that they had in place. So for their larger organizations, they had full QoS with failover. And then at the smaller locations, we just left their current cable in place and ran our hosted service on top of it. So mix and match is one nice thing about the service. The other thing they liked is they're a nonprofit. They have a small IT staff. Didn't want to have to do a lot of hands-on support for this service. Most traditional VoIP products are SIP-based, and users can actually screw up the phones by doing some programming, and you need to send somebody out to fix them, or they need to reboot them. Our product is 100% cloud-based, so there's no intelligence in the phones. We actually own the intellectual property, so it's not BroadSoft. It's actually a Broadview a product that we own. We have our own developers, we have our own support team, and we control the roadmap in terms of developments for it. One thing this particular customer liked was the portal, which I'm going to pass this around, and you guys can kind of just scroll up and down and take a look at it. But it's all widget based. So this is what people are used to looking at if you're an Apple person, is looking at widgets. You know, how do I change my call forwarding? Oh, there's a widget to do it. It has a presence feature, which you can look at. So you have this little green button goes in and out, and you can open it up on your desktop and see who's on the phone at the time. So I'll pass this around, and you guys can kind of scroll while I'm talking. But this particular customer just liked the fact that their users could log in and comfortably make some changes to their profile.
Yeah, and the other fact was that with the 29 locations, they all act like they're under one roof. So it's not geo-dependent. So the presence, you can see someone, if I'm in Boston, I can see someone in California when they're on a phone, or whatever customized presence that they put on there, or if they're in a meeting or anything like that. So it's all up in our cloud, like Linda mentioned, so everyone can interact like they're under one roof and actually act as one company. So that was kind of a huge component to it for them.
Or integrate with Skype or with Link to do chat.
So we're about to have standalone chat launch in about 2 weeks. So right next to the click the dial button within the portal, you'll have a chat button. So if they're red and they're on the phone, you'll be able to chat and basically break in and say, hey, I need you on a call really quickly. Can you do it?
So if I want to talk to my vendors, for example, and they use Link, is there a way that I can do that in the chat?
Link integration, yes. If they just want to purely use us for a phone system, yes, we can do the Link integration as well. You can build out your whole contacts list in here as well, so you can upload an Excel spreadsheet full of contacts, and you can click to dial them and everything else. But and I think with the chat feature too, we're looking to build some outside presence to that too, and not just the in-house community, so to speak.
Is that an admin portal or user portal?
That's an admin portal.
So
yeah.
the user be slightly different.
Usually just have the features that say my beside them. So like my phone, my forwarding. Yeah, that's the full admin portal.
The caveat to that as well is that with our new system, you can build up sub-admin rights. So in our old portal, you were either an admin or you were an end user, and that was it. There was a wall there. But now we've broken down that wall, and now you can give the finance people billing widgets where they can pay and view the bill. there are certain people that can submit trouble tickets if you want to, or with these guys, we're 29 locations. They have regional people that take care of like 4 or 5 different sites, so they can log in and make changes for certain end users. So you can get very granular with the system now, whereas in the past you were either one or the other. Yep, you're all in one way or the other. So now we've really made it more user friendly from that perspective. Sorry.
So the other feature that really sold this our service to this particular customer was the way we price the product is a little unique compared to some of the other products that are out there.
I broke it.
But rather than price the product on a per seat basis or a license basis, we actually break the phones out separately from the call pass. So if you have a customer, like this customer had 500 users, they can just buy the phone they want for each of the 500 users. The average cost is about $12 to $15 a month, and that's the rent. That includes the rental of the equipment, all the maintenance. If they break it, we just overnight them a new one. And then they pay per call path, and the average price of that is between $20 and $25, and that comes with unlimited calling in the U.S., Canada, Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands. So they can really right-size their service and have a very predictable phone bill by just picking the number of call paths they need and the exact phones they want. So usually the more users you have, the more beneficial that model is, because like this particular nonprofit, they didn't have a lot of people on the phone, so they didn't need to pay for call paths that weren't being used. They just and then the other thing that sold them is
So the cost of the phones is a rental?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a purchase option if you want to buy them. Most people are renting them just because technology changes so much. And at the end of the term, we typically do a 3-year term. At the end of the term, you can do a technology refresh and get all new phones if you want to at that point. Or you can do a buyout.
It is amazing how mainstream hosted platform has become over the last 5 or 10 years.
Correct.
But are there any applications or customer environments where you say it's just not a good fit? Contact center or...
Yeah, some contact center. There are some features that we don't have today that we haven't been a good fit for, like on-demand call recording. We don't have that in the system. That is coming. We do have call recording, but on-demand we didn't have it. So the police department needed it.
Right.
Couldn't do it, so we had to walk away. There are certain unique. There are some integrations that we don't do that we've had to walk away from deals, but that's on the roadmap too, to build up that level of integration play as well.
I'll just leave you with one thing, is we're paying, I know everyone's interested in compensation, we're paying a great spiff on this product right now, and Intelisys is nice enough to pass 100% of our spiff through to you guys. It's 300% of the MRC. So for this particular opportunity with 500 phones and 225 call paths, the partner ended up with a $36,000 spiff on the sale. So you can make some nice money on it.